We got a fun day coming up here. There's a swap meet in Jefferson, Wisconsin twice a year. And my brother and I and a good friend of mine have been going to it for quite a few years. The latest guy to join us is my friend Tom that's been helping me on the Corvette, but he's off on vacation this week, so that was poor planning. But I've got some stuff that I'm going to take to sell because, you know, I've been replacing my suspension, so I've got all these suspension parts. And there's a guy called the Corvette guy at this swap meet, and he buys parts. So of course, you know, I'm selling wholesale, so I'm not going to get the best price I could probably get for these, but I also don't have to ship anything, don't have to advertise it, so I'll probably take as much stuff up to him as I can. You're watching On the Mark with Mark. In fact, I already have gone through and I took a bunch of pictures of all of the parts that I have, and I mean a lot of pictures, and I text them all to him, and then he called me up and he gave me a list of the items that he's interested in. So I'm going to load those items up now so that I'm ready to go in the morning. We don't leave until 5:30 tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna get this loaded. Here's my list of items he's interested in. We'll get them loaded up. He didn't say he would buy these, but these are in such good shape and they're on his list of things that he buys. He probably just has too many of them. But I think maybe with this paint on these and with the new ball joints, he'll give me something for them. Big ugly things. Gauges. I put some floor mats in here too. So as we start to move and the ride shifts a little bit here, then I'm gonna work the floor mats in around things so that things don't get scuffed up too bad. Otherwise, I think I have pretty much got it loaded here. This is my cart for the swap meet. I am loaded. All right, Friday morning, and we are on our way to Jefferson, Wisconsin. And that's my brother Mike. He's in the back seat here. We let him come along. And got my friend Max with us too. The three of us are heading to Wisconsin. We started at 5:30 this morning. Tom couldn't make it. He's on vacation in the Black Hills today, so he's not going to be here. Let's take a look. No Corvette stuff at the moment.
How much is that crow mark at? $10. Okay. Roadmaster? I believe it is.
It's good so far. Oh.
Taking pictures for somebody? Which one?
After the swap meet, there's a place we like to stop at in Mount Horeb. It's called the Grumpy Troll, and these guys gotta be in my video here. And anyway, it's a pretty nice place. So we're gonna go in there. And it looks like rain too. There it is. See if they're serious about that. Fish Friday night. All right.
Well, room for 3 anywhere? You guys have this on yet? No, we don't.
We left at 5:30 this morning, and it's 10:45 now, and I just pulled into the garage and actually left the trailer hanging out of the garage here, and I've got all of the purchases I made laid out on the floor here. I still need to get my boots out of there. Actually found a Hawaiian shirt at the swap meet, but here's what I have. Got a bunch of chain and some parts. I'm gonna go over this a little bit more in the morning because I'm tired now, so I'm ready to get some sleep. Not the most stuff I ever bought at the swap meet, but still a good day. All right, you can see it's morning now. We're gonna take a closer look at what I did score at the swap meet. And right here, we're gonna start with, this is a new upper hinge for the driver's side of the Corvette. New. It's got new bushings in it. It's super tight. I'm gonna get rid of that one that's so loose that's on the car. The next thing is, this is a locking cable. When you put the Corvette into reverse, this cable pulls and it turns a lever on the steering column. And then when you turn the key off, that lever is not allowed to move anymore, so you can't pull the car out of reverse. Mine got kinked during the process of removing and replacing my steering column, so that one is no good. And I've tried getting the kink out of it and it just isn't coming. So anyway, the Corvette guy, he had one of those. I was looking for some other parts, but he didn't have the other things I was looking for. And this is a funny thing. This is actually a replacement for a floor squeegee. But if you look at it, it's squishy. And this is just the material I was looking for to replace that, the receiver for the bullet in the door. I had taken that piece of gasket out and turned it around so that the paint was on the inside. Well, with this stuff right here, I'm gonna be able to make new ones. So that's really cool. I also bought some sanding discs for my pneumatic tool, and just because I have CD in the Baja, this guy was selling CDs for $1, so I figured if I didn't even like them, I could just throw them away. This is a nice tool to have when you're working with a file. This can clean a file. It's got a whole bunch of little needles sticking out there. You can clean up a file. I've got one of these down in the basement shop, and I saw that for $1, so it doesn't hurt to have another one out in the garage shop. Then I was going down to the basement shop to get my 1/4-inch ratchet quite a few times while working on my doors. So I decided I should have one of these out in the garage shop. And I found this one. This is their professional series from Craftsman. It really is polished up nice. And if you listen to that, it's a super fine ratchet. So that's gonna be really nice in the garage. And then I also bought this little wrench. This is a stubby. And what I wanted to do, didn't quite work out, is I need 2 of these, a 3/4 and a 9/16 for one of my pneumatic tools for replacing the chucks. And I like to come up with tools that I just dedicate to the tool. I'll keep them in the same place with the tool, so I don't have to go digging through my toolbox to find what I need every time I want to tighten up or replace a bit. And then the other thing I bought was some oil. The Baja needs an oil change, and this guy was selling oil for $20. So I got some synthetic oil there. And then I don't quite know exactly what happened, but when we pulled in for breakfast with the Baja, I kind of bottomed out back here. I don't know what hit, but somehow the safety chain for the trailer got ripped off. So I have to replace that. So since I knew I was gonna do that, there was a guy selling a bucket of chain for $5. I didn't really want this much chain, but I got a bunch of chain now. So that was actually quite difficult to get back to the truck because that stuff all put together was pretty heavy. And now the most expensive thing I bought was these 2 sawhorses here. And what I'm gonna do with these is when I'm replacing the windows and the regulators and all that in the Corvette, I'll be able to put the old door on one of these sawhorses, then I'll set up the new door right on the other one, and they'll be right up at working height, and I'll be able to transfer parts from one to the other. I'll have them right beside each other. And the other beauty about this type of a sawhorse is that they fold up flat and can hang on the wall and stay out of my way. So when I'm not using these, they won't be something that I have to move every time I want to get to something else. So I've wanted a pair of these for quite a while, and I decided with the way the door project is going that it's going to be worthwhile enough to buy a pair. So now I have those. So that's how it worked out for me. The 3 of us made it up there and back in the Baja with no trouble. We rode comfortably. We did get rained on the way home. And of course, we had a nice meal at the Grumpy Troll. Thanks for coming along on our trip to the swap meet in Jefferson, Wisconsin. I've gone to that swap meet for a lot of years now. My brother Mike and I mostly have gone, but Max started joining us maybe 5 years ago, and the latest newcomer is Tom. And I missed having him with us this time. He's a real eagle eye for Corvette parts. It's amazing, sometimes you can walk right by him and you won't see him, but if you got a buddy with you who also is looking for him, he'll spot him too. And the thing is if you see one Corvette part, then you need to stop and take a closer look, because the guy probably has other parts, because some of them don't stand out as, you know, specifically for Corvette like others do. So when you see one, that's when you got to stop and take a look. Otherwise, you got to kind of keep moving at a swap meet, because I'm not sure how many acres they have got there, but it's a big place. We didn't get through everything that was there. We didn't get into any of the buildings, which mostly I would say there's more expensive stuff in the buildings because the people are paying for a more expensive space. So I'll keep moving on the Corvette. And I got a few parts that'll help make my, it's hard to call it a restoration, but anyway, make it a little better, a little easier. Thanks for watching.